Hi everyone, welcome back to Math with Amala. Let's start a new part of your chapter. Number 2 of grade 7 fractions and decimals. Here we deals with the fractions and their multiplication in the first section, and we include the multiplication of a fraction by a whole number. So we have some parts in which we will be doing the multiplication of fraction with the whole numbers and by a fraction like that. So when we deal with the whole number section, 2 into 1 by 4 can be written like the numerator can be multiplied first, then 2 into 1 by whole divided by 4, which is equal to 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2 in the simplified form. That is, we are taking the 2 as the whole number and you are multiplying it with a fraction. So you have to multiply the numerators first, then the denominators can be placed like that itself because the denominator of the whole number is always 1. So there is a note given. Multiply the numerators of fraction with whole number. To multiply a whole number with a proper or an improper fraction, we multiply the whole number with the numerator of the fraction by keeping the denominator same. Now we have an operator, the proposition of, and it is actually indicating or representing the multiplication operator. Half of 2 or 1 by 2 of 2 indicates half into 2, which is equal to 2 by 2, that is 1. Next, move to the B part, multiplication of a fraction by a fraction. Let's take the general case of A by B and C by D. After multiplying these two fractions, here the first fraction is A by B and the second one is C by D, which is equal to A into C by B into D. Now the product is equal to product of numerators divided by product of denominators. Here we are directly multiplying the numerators and then directly multiplying the denominators. The next topic is value of the products. The value of products of two proper fractions. Proper means the numerator will be lesser than the denominator, is smaller than each of the two fractions. Let's take 2 by 3 into 4 by 5. Here the answer is 8 by 15. And you can see that that product is always less than 2 by 3 and 4 by 5, which indicates that the value of the product is always less than the or smaller than the two fractions which are involved in the multiplication. The value of product of two improper fractions is more than each of the two fractions. Here it is the case of improper fractions. For example, 7 by 3 into 5 by 2, that means the numerator will be bigger than the denominator. Answer is 35 by 6. Here each of the two fractions is actually less than the product. 7 by 3 is less than 35 by 6 and also 5 by 2 is less than 35 by 6. Let us move to the next part, which is the division of fractions. So we have completed the multiplication portions. Now the division is indicating for whole number by a fraction. Also there will be parts like fraction by fraction. Let's see. For moving to the division part of fractions, you have to move to the reciprocal. Here, what do you mean by reciprocal? Interchange of the numerator and denominator is actually known as reciprocal. You can call it like the ulta process. Then the reciprocal of 4 by 3 is 3 by 4, which is a simple example. If you take 4 by 3, then you can reverse the numerator and denominator or interchange them. Then you can see that the reciprocal of 4 by 3 is 3 by 4. Note, the non-zero numbers whose product with each other is 1 are called the reciprocals of each other. So let's take 4 by 3. Then the 3 by 4 is the reciprocal. 4 by 3 into 3 by 4 is equal to 12 by 12, which is equal to 1. So if we take some non-zero numbers whose product with each other, when we have the product of each that numbers as 1, then they are actually called like reciprocals to each other. 4 by 3 is the reciprocal of 3 by 4 as well as 3 by 4 is the reciprocal of 4 by 3. Therefore, to divide a whole number by any fraction, multiply that whole number by the reciprocal of that fraction. Let us have an example. 2 divided by 4 by 3 means you have to multiply it with the reciprocal of 4 by 3, which is 3 by 4. So the answer is 2 into 3 by 4, which is equal to 6 by 4, that is 3 by 2. Now the whole number divided by mixed fraction. when you have a case of whole number which should be divided by the mixed fraction, the first thing you have to do is convert that mixed to improper first. Okay, then solve it. Next one, division of a fraction by another fraction. 1 by 3 divided by 6 by 5. Here you can use the reciprocal method. 1 by 3 into 5 by 6. The reciprocal of 6 by 5, that is 5 by 18. Now the multiplication of decimals. Let's take 3 into 3.5. That is actually 10.5. We can write it like 105 divided by 10. Here you have to give the decimal point according to the denominator, which is containing as 10 or 100 or 1000. Next, 0.2 into 0.3 means you can convert it to the tens forms, that is the fraction of the form 2 by 10 and 3 by 10, the denominator with the tens, which is equal to 6 by 100. Now you can choose the number of decimal places according to the zeros available for the denominator. So there are 2 zeros, you can convert it to 0.06. Now 3.5 is equal to 35 by 10. 3 into 35 by 10 is equal to 105 by 10, which is the side work or the column work for the first question. Next one, multiplication of decimals by 10, 100, 1000. When a decimal number is multiplied by 10, 100 or 1000, the digits in the product are same as in the decimal, but the decimal point in the product is shifted to the right by as many of places as there are zeros over 1. So you have to look at the digits. The digits will be holding like the same for the normal multiplication. If it is 7 and 1, the answer will contain 7 only. 7 into 1, that is 7. But you have to decide at which place you have to put the dot or the decimal point. It can be decided like the decimal point in the product is shifted. In the product, that will be shifted to the right, towards the right by as many of places as there are zeros over 1. So you have to count how many zeros are there after 1. If there are if there is only 1 0, you can move only one place towards right. If there are 2 zeros like 100, you can move towards 7, like you can move towards 2 points towards right. Okay, you can move to look at the examples also. Next one, division of decimal numbers. Division by 10, 100, 1000. While dividing a number by 10, 100, 1000, the digits of the number and the quotient are same, but the decimal point in the quotient shifts to the left by as many places as there are zeros over 1. So this is the reverse case of multiplication by 10, 100, 1000. You can move to the right for the multiplication by these numbers, and in this case you have to move towards the left. Okay, so this is the example 2.38 divided by 10 is equal to 0.238. That means you have to move towards one place towards the left. That means there are only 1 0. There is only 1 0 after 1. Likewise, in 2.38 divided by 10, there are 2 zeros after 10. So you have to move 2 units or 2 decimal places towards left of 38. In this, the same rule can be applied for 2.38 divided by 1000, which is equal to 0.00238. Here you have 3 decimal places and you have to move towards the left, and the units is, or the decimal places that you have to cover is 3. The next part is division by whole number. Let's take a number 12.96 divided by 4. Here you can use the method of reciprocal. 4 can be represented like 4 by 1, so its reciprocal will be 1 by 4. Also, 12.96 can be converted to 1296 divided by 100. Since there are 2 places or after decimal, you can divide it with 100, which is equal to 1296 by 100 into 1 by 4. We have taken the reciprocal of 4, which is equal to 1 by 100 into 1296 by 4, which is 324. So your answer is 324 by 100, that is 3.24. The next part is division by another decimal. Dividing a decimal with another decimal. 22.5 divided by 1.5. Here you can convert them into the tens or hundreds or thousand format. Otherwise you can divide according to the rule. Divide the numbers without decimals and put the decimals only after dividing, or in the answer only you can put the decimals according to how many decimals were there in the numbers before multiplying or dividing. So the answer is 15. Keep practicing and don't forget to follow this channel for more updates. Thank you all for watching the video. Please be stay tuned for the upcoming parts of your classes.